Oh, stuck behind lorries again. Damn it. We've had a whole week of grey mornings. It's nice to have a change. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the winter. You know, shorter days, cold, worse weather. It's all a bit gloomy, a bit depressing, and I generally don't feel great in the winter. Think about things, whereas in the summer you just don't think about stuff as much. I don't know. It's darker, literally, and it's flipping cold on the bike as well. I can barely feel all my fingers. Well, actually, it's not too bad yet, but that's why I'm only riding one hand, so I can keep my left hand out the wind. Oh, it's a new BMW. Let's follow this thing. There's no way I'm gonna be able to keep up with it there. That's pretty cool. I think it's an i3. I think. Because I see the i8's that fancy one, which I think they're trying to compete a little bit with the Audi R8. I think that's what their objective was. Yeah, so college. I'm in lower sixth, which is the first year of college. I've been at a private school I've been to 2 private schools since when I was 8 till 15. Before that I was at a state school. I'm now at a college, not a sixth form. So going back to the state system. And it's very different. You have a lot more freedom in some aspects. There's a few of my mates stayed at private schools and they can't just go home in a free period, whereas we can just go into town or go home or do whatever and do private study or just do whatever the hell we want. But yeah, it's good in that way. The teachers aren't quite as good, but you have to also do a lot more for yourself rather than relying on the teachers to teach you it, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But that's why you pay to go to a private school, I guess. And blimey, is it expensive. Yeah, and there's loads of people at my college. There's over 1,000 people in my year, I think. It's about 1,000. And the year above is, I think it's just under 1,000. So it's pretty insane coming from 108 people in my year, which I thought was a lot, because before that, by the time I left the school, before the one I just left, there was 21 people in my year. In some classes we only had like 11 people, probably less than that even, but that was a while ago. Yeah, so I'm doing 4 subjects: maths, physics, which is such a ball ache. Oh my days. I mean, physics isn't too bad. It's not as hard as I thought it'd be, but maths is 10 times harder than I thought it'd be. I mean, at GCSE, I was hoping to get an A star, and I got an A, which is I was a little bit disappointed with. I mean, an A is still pretty good. I'm happy with that, but it's so much harder. Like, what they think are the easy questions at A level are what are the super hard ones at GCSE that only a few people would get full marks for. So it's a huge step up. I'm also doing photography, which is probably my most fun subject. And sometimes you don't even really do anything, you just play around in Photoshop. It's a pretty good lesson, to be honest. It's pretty much just art GCSE, but hardly any, no drawing in fact, unless you want to, and just pictures. But you still have to write loads of stuff. Just a little bit more detailed GCSE. And my last subject is business studies. Well, to be honest, some of the time it's pretty boring stuff. Well, just like the lessons. The actual stuff is alright. Lessons are a little bit boring. But it's interesting to learn some stuff. Some little things about businesses, markets, and growth, and stakeholders, and sorry, had to concentrate. Yeah, so those are my 4 subjects. In photography, I'm doing quite well. Business studies, I'm doing pretty well. Maths, I'm struggling with a little bit, and physics, I'm pretty average. So it's alright, I guess. Yeah, it's very different from GCSE at a private school. I did 9 GCSEs. What did I do? Did the 2 Englishes, not comprehension. Oh, what was it? Literature and... oh, I can't remember. Literature and the other one. Maths, triple science, geography, art, and French. I think that's it. Is that right? Yeah. But the commute for me is a lot longer. It takes me like 45 minutes on this. But the 125 should cut it down by a good 10, if not 15 minutes. Read it. I'm done. My body just texted me saying, we didn't get any business homework from the ginger faggot, did we? Oh, yeah, Andy's so funny. Oh yeah, and there's new bikes have come out now. I think it's at the Milan show. I don't know what it's called. It's like ECI? I don't know. Something like that. Some bike show. There's the R1 and the R1M. Looks very different to the old one. I guess it's kind of cool. It's definitely interesting and futuristic-y, but there's a few people have said the spotlight type things at the bottom of the front fairing just looks a bit dodgy. It looks kind of like a shark at the front, I guess, sort of. I don't know. There's the Honda RCV 12S, I think it is. I probably got something wrong there, but that's pretty interesting. It's practically the old MotoGP bike, but for the road. But the colours that it came in, was shown in, the Japanesey one, looks so naff in my opinion. It looked absolutely disgusting. Oh, if they just put that in Repsol colours, that would look so cool. But I think they made a black version as well, or carbon or something. But I'm not a fan of black bikes. I mean, they're alright, but I wouldn't get one for myself. I prefer the colourful, brighter ones. White with a bit of red. That looks good. That's why I love the Daytona. Well, that's not why. It looks sick, and it's got the colour scheme I like. Get a white fire blade, add a few red bits to it. Yeah, what else? H2 obviously, and the H2R, but H2R is nuts before. You know, I'm not a huge fan at all really. I mean, it's cool and the engineering breakthrough is pretty sick, but it just doesn't appeal to me, the look of it. And the weight is like 240 kilos or something insane like that. I mean, that's a heavy bike, considering most 600s are sub 200. They're about 190, around that I think. There's also the Aprilia, the Torino, and the RSV4. They're both awesome. I don't know, Aprilia, I've always thought they look cool as, but I just don't quite hit the mark for me. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just, I guess there's just other stuff that I prefer. Well, there's loads of bikes there were loads of bikes that were announced. Like I think MV? Did MV make a adventure bike? That's the word I'm looking for. MV, I think, might have made an adventure bike. It might have flipping BMW did. That's quite cool. A few companies made adventure bikes, and I think that's it for the main one. Ooh, that pheasant almost got squished. Fortunately, that dude had his wits about him and saw it. Oh yeah, of course, the new Panigale. It looks pretty similar. As far as I know, the only changes are the front vents, adjustable seat height. I think there's another 1 or 2 things. I remember seeing somewhere there's a bigger engine. Or was that a different one? It's like the Super Panigale or something. Not the Super Gilera, it's something else. Which sounds pretty cool. I think it's a 1400cc engine. Well, sounds pretty cool, but ridiculous. Yeah, it's like the 1399 or the 1299. Maybe that's a concept or something, I'm not sure. Well, I'm also at college, so see you guys next time.